meeting, April 9th, 2020. We will call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. John?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, John. All right. In response to COVID-19, we will be holding all public meetings virtually through Zoom webinars, including town council meetings, executive sessions, study sessions, planning commission meetings, and special licensing authority meetings. The public will access these meetings through Facebook Live for viewing only. For members of the public who wish to provide comment during planning commission tonight, they may do so by joining the webinar through a Zoom link, which is published on the town website. Public hearing comments will be heard during the live virtual meeting via Zoom. All right, roll call tonight. Ileana?
I am here. Sorry about that.
Okay. Susan?
Here.
Rich?
Here.
Eric?
Present.
John?
Here.
Ruth Ann?
Here.
Gary Poole, chairman, here. All right, next item of business. Bryce, are there any additions to or deletions from the agenda?
No, sir, there are not.
Okay, then item 5 is the approval of the minutes from the March 12th, 2020 meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to those minutes?
No, sir.
Okay. Then do I have a motion?
I move to approve the March 12, 2020 minutes.
I'll second.
It's been moved by John, seconded by Rich, that we approve the minutes from the March 12th, 2020 meeting. I will call again the roll, yay or nay. Ileana?
Yay.
Susan?
Yay.
Rich?
Yay.
Eric?
Yay.
John?
Yay.
Ruth Ann?
Yay.
And Chairman Gary Poole, yay. Minutes are approved. Next item, moving on to our public hearings. Our first public hearing this evening is on the F&K subdivision, most of Lot 2, Parker Animal Hospital, use by special review. And we will open the public hearing, lost my clock, at 7:03. Carolyn?
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. This application is a request for approval of a use by special review to add a boarding use to an existing veterinary hospital. Both the applicant and the owners of the property are in attendance this evening and available to answer any questions that the commissioners might have. The appropriate verification of required public notice has been provided by the applicants. Slide. The property is located on the west side of Parker Road, south of Park Glen Way, at 10225 South Parker Road. Parker Animal Hospital is proposing to add an additional use to their existing animal hospital. The new use will be a dog and cat boarding and daycare. Slide. The property is located in the central commercial character area of the town. Due to its central location, with access to Parker Road, Dransfeld Road, and 20 Mile Road, uses in this character area should include retail, services, offices, lodging, restaurants, and entertainment. The 2035 Master Plan Jobs and Economic Vitality Goals include the encouragement and support of local businesses. These businesses provide an important mechanism for expansion of needed infrastructure, physical amenities, and other services. Based on this analysis, staff has determined that the request is consistent with the Parker 2035 master plan. Slide. Zoning for this parcel is planned development. An animal boarding and daycare facility within the PD zoning designation is allowed, but is subject to approval of a use by special review. Currently, the property is an existing animal hospital that was annexed and zoned in 2011 as part of a larger annexation and zoning application. This proposal includes no additional structures, but will add fenced outdoor kennels and a new parking lot to serve the boarding facility. Surrounding land uses are industrial and commercial. Some exterior changes to the rear facades will be needed. A site plan amendment is under review. Slide. The existing hospital takes place on the upper main level of the current building. That's the picture on the right side, with the client entry facing east towards Parker Road. The boarding and daycare facility would be located on the lower level of the building, which is not currently being actively used. The entrance for this lower level would be on the west side of the building and hidden from view from Parker Road, as it's located behind the building. Slide. The new use will require additional parking and renovations to the lower level existing space to properly house animals. The applicant is also proposing a few improvements to the front of the structure as part of the site plan that is under review. Both the new parking lot and the outdoor exercise areas will be located on the western side of the building, adjacent to light and industrial commercial uses. These adjacent uses include a commercial multi-tenant, a construction and design company, and a car wash. The proposed use is compatible with these adjacent uses. On-site veterinarians will make Parker Animal Hospital's boarding and daycare facility unique. Veterinarians will be on site during work hours as well as on call for any potential emergencies that boarded animals may experience. This level of veterinary supervision is not currently found within a 10-mile radius of Parker Animal Hospital. Additionally, few locations in the Parker area will accept chronically ill or elderly patients for boarding. Slide. The Town of Parker Land Development Ordinance specifies 9 criteria against which all use by special review requests must be evaluated. The intent of these criteria are to ensure that the proposed use will be consistent with the character of the surrounding area and that potential impacts that are inconsistent with the surrounding area have been mitigated. Staff has evaluated these criteria and determined that all 9 criteria have been satisfied or will be satisfied with the recommended conditions. The 5 recommended conditions contained on the next slide are based on the evaluation of these 9 criteria, but also with consideration of the comments from referral agencies. There were no comments resulting from the public notice process. Slide. Staff conditions identify the approved documents and require compliance with the applicant's operation manual and town permitting requirements. A condition ensures compliance with the state licensure requirements as well. Slide. In conclusion, the project is consistent with the master plan, is compatible with the surrounding uses, and meets or can meet the 9 criteria required for a use by special review. Slide. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve the use by special review to allow boarding of dogs and cats at the site of the existing Parker Animal Hospital, subject to the 5 conditions contained in staff's report. That concludes staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
We'll do questions as we talked the other day, just kind of by going down. If you don't have a question, just say no. Ileana, questions for staff?
Carolyn, one of the questions is all the criteria were met, correct?
Yes.
Were there any concerns regarding noise with the outdoor kennels?
So there was silence in terms of comments from the adjacent properties or the public. So as far as that's concerned, no. In terms of noise, the applicant covered that pretty thoroughly in their response to the 9 conditions. The town ordinance for noise cites the state requirements, and the state requirements do include maximum decibel levels and things like that. In addition to that, this property in particular, the access to it is off of Parker Road, and so there is considerable ambient noise associated with that. And the uses around them, one is basically a storage yard for U-Haul and a car wash, so no occupied structure. One is the storage yard for a construction business. And the other is a multi-tenant that's about 40 feet away, but the elevation change between these two properties is probably about 15 feet. So that should offer pretty good sound buffering.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Susan,
No questions.
Rich,
Yes. Carolyn, does the town of Parker have any restrictions on the type of breeds of dogs allowed in Parker?
The town of Parker does not have restrictions on the types of breeds. The applicant did address that within their operations manual. They will not be restricting by breeds, although they will reserve the right to refuse service to any animal that's aggressive to other animals or to people.
Okay, thank you.
Eric,
No questions.
John,
Carolyn, Mike was wondering, in the owner manual or in the town, is there any kind of a stipulation as to how frequently they will clean and sanitize the outside exercise area?
So the town doesn't have regulations like that. However, a facility of this sort is answerable to state licensure. They have to have a PACFA license, and that PACFA license has very strict compliance for that sort of thing. The applicant themselves, most of these facilities, you'll find put waste in the dumpster, which is not the best way. This applicant wanted to address that more thoroughly. So they've actually contracted with a company that specializes in the removal of pet waste to quite a significant expense to the applicant. So that's for twice a week. They will be picking up these containers that they provide, 20-gallon containers. The facility itself that will be cleaned, like I say, according to PACFA requirements.
Do you happen to know what that is? That daily or something? I was just curious because I don't know those requirements.
I don't know them specifically, but I know that they're much more than daily in terms of cleaning the facility.
All right, thank you.
Ruth Ann.
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have questions for the applicant? The applicant is there. If you would just give me a hands up or something if you have a question for the applicant. No, it does not appear so. Okay, then we will, since this is a public hearing, we will open the meeting to public comment. Any member of the comment can be recognized, and again, state your name and address for the record when you are brought to the phone or the screen. Bryce or Tom, I guess this is your part of the.
And for attendees, if you would raise your hand, use the raise your hand button. That way we'll know that you wish to speak. All right, Chair, I see no one raising their hand at this time.
Okay, and then we will close the public comment portion of the meeting. Do we need any more information from staff or the applicant, Commissioner?
No.
No.
All right, then we will close the public hearing at 7:14. Planning Commission discussion, as we said the other day, we'll kind of go down the list again. Ileana?
No further comments. I think it's pretty, as long as they've met all the requirements and they're going above board to do the sanitation of everything and removal. I think it'll be a good fit.
Susan?
I think it's a great resource for Parker, and I really appreciate that the effort they're going through with the waste disposal plan. So I'm in full support.
Rich?
Yeah, the proposed upgrades to the property will be a great asset to the property and to the surrounding area, I think. So I'm in favor of moving forward with the proposed upgrade, subject to the 5 conditions that are set forth.
Eric?
Yeah, I think this is a great use for Parker, and I like that nobody has expressed concerns about the noise, neighboring property owners. So, as long as the conditions are met, I'm in full support.
Okay. John?
I think it's a unique facility in the fact that it has veterinarians on staff in case there are any issues regarding that, and also the fact it does meet the 9 criteria. So I'm very much in favor of it.
Ruth Ann?
I agree with my fellow commissioners. I think they've covered everything really well, and it meets the criteria, so I'm in favor of it.
I would certainly agree with my fellow commissioners as well, and I was impressed by the work and effort that the owners of the property put into this plan. I think it's going to again make a nice facility for pets and pet owners here in Parker. So, do we have a motion?
I move the Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve the use by special review to allow boarding of dogs and cats at the site of the existing Parker Animal Hospital, subject to the 5 conditions contained in staff's report.
Second.
It's been moved by John, seconded by Rich, that Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve the use by special review to allow boarding of dogs and cats at the site of the existing Parker Animal Hospital, subject to 5 conditions contained in the staff's report. We'll call the roll. Ileana?
Aye.
Susan?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Gary Poole, Chair, yes, aye. Passes unanimously. All right. Thank you, Commissioners. Next item on our agenda is a public hearing on Lot 2, Mark 6 Business Subdivision Property rezone. And we will open this public hearing at 7:18. Bryce?
This
Good evening,
is actually
Chairman.
Brianna.
Oh. Good evening, Chairman and Planning Commission. This is a proposal to rezone Lot 2 of the Mark 6 Business Subdivision. The applicant, John Kopaz, is proposing to rezone the property located at, The applicant, John Kopaz, is proposing to rezone the property located at 18800 Clark Road from C Commercial to LI Light Industrial in order to align with the master plan. The subject property is located on the south side of Clark Drive and east of Dransfeld Road. The existing building on the property provides flex space with roll-up doors to the rear access of the building, which is typically found with light industrial uses. Slide. This property was annexed and zoned commercial as part of the town's original incorporation in 1981. Since 1981, the town's commercial land use designation has been amended to remove some light industrial uses that were determined to be not compatible in commercial areas of town. The Mark 6 business subdivision is predominantly light industrial in nature. The 2 lots immediately adjacent to the east of this lot within the Mark 6 business subdivision have been rezoned to light industrial to align with the building construction and the character of the area. The Parker 2035 master plan shows these properties located in the light industrial character area. The proposed rezoning will allow for limited light industrial uses by right on these properties, which aligns with the master plan. Slide. There are 9 criteria used to evaluate a rezoning application. These criteria ensure that the uses will be consistent with the surrounding area, will not result in overuse of the land, create traffic congestion, or be detrimental to the town. Slide. Staff has reviewed the proposal and, as outlined within the staff report, has determined that the project is consistent with the master plan. The project satisfies the 9 criteria required in the land development ordinance for a rezone, and the public notice requirements have been met. Staff is recommending that Planning Commission recommend that Town Council approve the request to rezone Lot 2 of the Mark 6 business subdivision to light industrial as outlined in staff's report. Staff is available for any questions planning commissioners may have, and the applicant is also available this evening.
Thank you, Brianna. We will go down the list again. Questions, Ileana?
No, this is pretty cut and dry. I'm good with the explanation, and I've read staff reports. It's pretty thorough. Thank you, Brianna.
Susan?
No questions.
Rich?
No questions.
Eric?
No questions.
John?
No questions.
Ruth Ann?
No questions.
I don't have any questions either. Okay, does anyone, again, give me a high sign or something if you have a question for the applicant? No? Okay. As this is a public hearing, we will move to that part of the meeting where the members of the public can comment on this item. Once again, wait to be recognized by the moderator of the group. If you have a question, please address only this issue and any questions you might have. You have 3 minutes to make your comment. Bryce?
Attendees, if you wish to speak on this item, please raise your hand. Chair, I see no hands raised.
Okay, then we will close the public comment section of our meeting. Do we have any further questions for Brianna or the applicant?
No, sir.
Seeing lots of head nods. Okay, then
None for
we
me.
will close the public hearing at 7:22. Commissioner discussion. We'll start with Ileana again.
As I said, this is pretty cut and dry. As I read, it's a simple motion and good use of what they want to do as we move forward.
Susan?
It's consistent with the surrounding area, so I'm in full support.
Rich?
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut, and I think it brings the property into alignment with the 2035 master plan, so I'm in favor of it.
John?
As this fits in with the master plan and also meets the 9 criteria, I am in favor of it.
Ruth Ann?
I agree with my fellow commissioners. I think it brings it in with the master plan and it meets all the requirements.
All right, thank you. I want to thank Brianna as well. It's a very thorough report. It was very easy to follow and makes it very clear and helps our understanding in making this vote. So we appreciate that. Do we have a motion?
I move the Planning Commission recommend Town Council approve the Lot 2 Mark 6 business subdivision property rezoning request.
I second.
It's been moved by John, seconded by Ileana, that Planning Commission vote to continue the Lot 2 Mark 6 business subdivision property rezoning request. We'll take the roll again. Ileana?
Aye.
Susan?
Aye.
Rich?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Ruth Ann?
Aye.
Gary Poole, Chairman. Aye. It passes unanimously. Thank you, Commissioners. Next item on our agenda is staff. Any items for the commission, Bryce or Rosemary?
No, simply a thank you for the chair and for the commission for your efforts and time in making this virtual meeting possible. So we appreciate that. Rosemary, I didn't know if you had anything to add there. You look like you were about to say something.
Oh, I was trying to unmute my mic, but I just agree with what Bryce said, and I want to thank you. You guys did an awesome job.
Well, thanks to all of you on town staff. I see John Fusa in my screen there. John, good to see you. But yes, we do appreciate the staff and the efforts they put into making this virtual meeting. And I hope the members of the community who are watching, really do give some appreciation to town staff for making this happen, and for those of us on the commission for having this crash course in the Zoom program. So with that, we will adjourn this meeting of the Parker Planning Commission at 7:25. Thank you all.
Thank you all.